So this is a Google Pixel phone, and in 2025, look, I know that there are many other phones that you can buy in this price range, but in general, Pixel phones are amazing. Whether that's because of their cameras, their great design, their pretty good displays, and overall making a really good user experience for the most people, and that's really important. For most people, Pixel phones are great, especially the high-end ones. There is no reasons why I shouldn't buy them. So why do you need a Pixel in 2025? Let's find out. First and foremost, I think it's important to get one thing straight. Google as a company have evolved. They've evolved from being a relatively, to be fair, software-based phone company creating phones with software at the core to using better hardware. We are seeing that the Tensor G5, as we're going to talk about with the Pixel 10, is going to be so much faster than most chips from Google Pixels before. And this is great news, as well as new features such as AI features, including Gemini Live working more accurately, and of course, the Google camera tutorial feature, which the camera coach as they call it, which is extremely helpful. And to be honest, as other famous YouTubers like Mr. Who's the Boss said, to be fair, I don't see myself, if I were to use this phone, using these features on a day-to-day basis. I would prefer to use them myself, but the camera features and everything else that makes a Pixel phone is a lot more than what meets the eye. I've used a Pixel phone for almost my whole life, whether that's from the Pixel 4a 5G, Pixel 6a or Pixel 8a, or the Pixel 6 Pro I've had the same experience, and the experience with the Pixel phone is unique, and you should really get it if you can. Pixel phones have loads of relatively affordable prices for you guys, so if you guys don't want to get this phone, we're going to get this phone with a watch as an example, as we can see on the screen now. The Pixel phone and the watch work great together, and you can find loads of deals where you can get these both in tandem, and they work seamlessly. As I was saying, the Pixel phones are also extremely affordable. For the most part, you can get a decent Pixel phone for under £500, being a Pixel 8 or Pixel 7a, which still run great in 2025. In my case, I've used Pixel 8a since 2024, its release date, and it's been able to work great. I'll use this phone as the software supports it probably for another, let's say, 2-3 years, and this phone works great. Performance being a Tensor G3 chip, 13 megapixel wide camera, 64 megapixel ultra wide camera, means that these work great, and I've actually got the other one around. It's 61 megapixel wide, 30 megapixel ultra wide camera. As I was saying, these work great on a day-to-day basis. We have so many good features, including the cameras and the screen, and everything comes together to make a great experience. Now, this is not a review, so I'm going to talk about how the Pixel devices come together and Pixel in general create a good experience. But whether that's a 120Hz refresh rate and all of these great features at a low price, including water resistance, there's no reason why you shouldn't at least consider buying an H2's phone. Now, don't get me wrong, I've had great experiences using the Pixel 8a on a day-to-day basis, but of course, every phone, especially the Pixels, have their, they have their things where you wish they were better, right? And we're going to go through that in the next section of this video. As I said before, in 2025, there are so many reasons just to buy a Pixel phone with no doubts, and I can assure you that after using a Pixel phone for so long, there are no doubts buying a Pixel phone in 2025. For example, this Pixel 8a, whilst not being the best phone I've ever used, still has amazing features such as Google Gemini support, which Google Gemini, if you don't know, is basically software where you can talk to the device and it can do things for you. For example, Gemini Live, where you can take a video and it'll literally tell you, this is what this is. I recommend that you should get this because maybe this doesn't look good. If you're like trying on close, for example, where does this come from? Oh, this is this. You can make a recipe with this if you put that together, and it's super helpful. I've tested out Google Gemini out on many occasions with a watch. Obviously, as I've mentioned, cross-device compatibility with Pixel phones is something that Pixel phones are becoming close to Apple. And what I mean is that, of course, Apple ecosystems are very tight-knit together. With the Pixel phone and the Pixel phones in general, we are getting closer to Apple's level here, and it's really important. But Pixel phone's user experience is what makes the difference here, and I'm being completely honest with you guys. The Pixel phone user experience is something that is second to none. Now, I've used iPhones before, I've used other phones, and I keep coming back to Pixels. There is a reason Pixel phones are so great, and you don't know until you get it, you don't know until you try. And that quote applies very well to this phone. You don't know until you try, don't know until you maybe switch from an iPhone to a Pixel phone. It is so important, and honestly speaking, getting a Pixel phone in 2025 is so beneficial to you guys. You have no idea how much getting a Pixel phone can probably overall give you a much better phone experience on a day-to-day basis. And look, as a summary for this video, just get a Pixel phone in 2025. with a great screen, great software, great device-to-device compatibility, and a great user experience. For the most part, there is no reason not to buy one. And look, just try, and if you don't like it, switch back to iPhone. Anyway guys, that's been it from this video. A nice video about talking about why you should totally get a Pixel phone in 2025 and why it's probably very necessary in these days. And look, just buy a Pixel phone because the user experience is second to none, as mentioned. Anyway guys, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace out.